You could craft something nice with that. Baddies in here. Probably goodies too. Keep an eye out.
I'm not leaving until you take me to that portal.
There's no portal. There is no way home.
I'll get them.
Come to report your success? That's good to hear. Not many know how the galvanic engine's process works, so this task may be a bit tricky to boast about. You can always brag to me, though. I'd be happy to give you my continued admiration. Together, we'll keep the city's water cycle running. Yes, my plan worked perfectly, thanks to you. Once I got my report into the right hands, I was immediately offered a position. They even put me in charge of continuing repairs. Our time together really opened my eyes. I realized how integral you were to my initial success. Not every task can be accomplished alone, after all. So, the Apostles may be wise, but they severely lack common sense sometimes. They'd rather tinker with deadly machines than study the regulation of their own water supply. It seems that everyone was either unlearned or simply uninterested in maintenance. And I happily accept it. My current project is understanding why the repair factotums refuse to continue maintenance. Once I have them functioning properly, all should be well. In the meantime, we'll need volunteers to provide needed upkeep.
I'm not leaving until you take me to that portal.
There's no portal. There is
Well?
no way home.
I'll get the truth out of you, one way or another.
By Sophus Seal, my chest is hot. It must be near a volcano. Perhaps the one in Alikir? I don't remember going to any others, but my memory isn't what it used to be.
You're dead. Should have been more prepared. never know what else might be headed our way.
Counter this!
Better overstocked than under.
are you? Give me one good reason why I shouldn't reduce you to dust where you stand. He what? No, absolutely not. That experiment cost me everything I held dear. I was a fool to try it. Sovor of all people should know that. The only thing I want is to put an end to Bolin's misery. You want to make things right? Help me free his soul from its machine prison. Do that, and maybe, just maybe I'll be willing to entertain this insanity. Remove the Black Soul Gem from his factotum body and return it to me. He'll resist you, and as that machine, Bolin is extremely dangerous. He nearly killed me during his last episode. In the meantime, I'll contact Sovor, but no promises. Bolin's moods are unpredictable. In his rare lucid moments, I try to reach out to him, but no matter what I try, I only ever seem to get him worked up into a frenzy. Seeing him like that makes me wish I wouldn't blame him if he killed me. My lover, when I was still an apostle, he was mortally wounded in an accident, beyond any hope of survival, but I couldn't accept that. I was enlightened, so I saved his life by transferring his spirit into a factotum. Bolin's consciousness took over the factotum, but the experience changed him. He always had a wild, creative mind, and I confined it to a cold, rigid prison. That stifled existence was too much to bear. It drove him mad. More than certain. Every moment that he lingers in that mechanical shell is torture. For both of us. Just don't damage the Black Soul Gem. Honestly, I'm not sure you could. But just be careful. I don't know. I'd like nothing more than to smash it into 1,000 pieces. But there's no guarantee that that would redeem Bolin's soul. I've been so focused on finding and stopping that factotum that I haven't really considered what would come after.
You are. You want to die? Fine.
Dust aside the equipment. This is dredging up so many unpleasant memories. Please tell me you've managed to show Bolin some measure of peace. That's something, at least. I've agreed to attempt my experiment again with Sovar as my subject. He's promised to petition the Order to end my exile if I'm successful. But I couldn't care less about that. I just want this to be over. The truth is, I need Sovar as much as he needs me. I think the only way I can safely extract Bolin's soul from the gem is to offer it something in exchange. Who knows if I'll ever have another willing subject? Can I count on your assistance? I'd like you close at hand in case Sovar has a similar reaction to the experiment as Bolin. Throw that switch when you're ready to begin the transfer. I'll keep watch on the equipment from here. It's begun. Now would be the time to pray.
I have faith in Lord Set's tenets. Observe, learn, apply. Trust in his grand design.
Yes. It's sublime. This order.
Ifre, I can feel. Thank you. I can feel.
I think it worked. Please, please let it have worked. Is it him? Is that really my Bolin, or just what's left? Will he hate me? Will he even recognize me? I can't do this. I can't face him. I know. It's better than not knowing, always wondering, but thank you for ending this. I need a moment. I don't think Bolin has long. Bolin? Is it you? Speak to me. I need to know it's still you, please.
Terrory.
I am one with Lord Set's grand design. I can feel my purpose in my very core. My mind is free of the clutter of my living needs. I am no longer burdened by the weight of my decaying flesh. I am free. Thank you. All cogs drive the mechanism. Removing any one from the chain, no matter how small, results in...
Let's make this quick.
Oh, my poor nullification staff. Lord Set gave me it as a present, too. I remember a group of ruffians placing it in an honored place before dumping my pelvis into the lower depths. Pardon my Nordic, but they were right bastards.
Useful. Hold on to that. hear myself think here. Here we go. Good to get stocked up.
Remember, the parts are most likely in the Clockwork City, or in Dwemer Ruin.
Tremendous. You've recovered all my parts. I cannot wait to be whole once more. Lord Sothasil deemed it uncouth to give my parts eyes, but each has a wide array of sensors. I can orient myself on Nirn by the air's smell and the earth's feel. Why, my pelvis even has gustatory sensors.
We've finally done it! We gathered all the parts the Precursor needs to fully regain functionality. Oh, what a gleaming day for innovation. I must weave the fine threads of the tertiary connections between the Precursor's parts. That will allow it to remain stable while moving. Not an easy task, believe me. I need you to go alert my sponsor, Lector Travura. Unfortunately, she has ensconced herself deep in the mechanical fundament to meditate on the nature of the sublime piston. I haven't seen her in over a year, but I'm sure you'll have no trouble with the patrolling factotums. I hope you can get through to Lector Travura. She's remarkably reticent when she's thinking deeply on the will of the divine metronome, which is often. There's no way to be sure short of asking Lord Set, but many signs point that way. The dwarven influences, the different coloring, the male voice. Not to mention, he's more...
I hold in my head a globe, an intricate network of loops, gears, and strings, all interwoven in a delicate pattern which focuses the strength of all without tearing at the seams. Where do you fit in this pattern? Has my wayward pupil found something of worth? Xenon is an errant bearing in the system. He acts much but contributes nothing, trapped upon the pendulum. I do not wish for my meditation to be interrupted by frivolity. Truly, replicating the divine is no trivial claim. To reproduce the work of the mainspring Everwound takes more than mere skill or knowledge. To create a factotum where brass and soul have merged to one? Inconceivable. Your confidence intrigues me. Very well. After all, the sermons tell us that knowledge is hidden only to be found, even the mysteries of the factotums. Meet me in Xenon's workshop. Let us see if he will disappoint me once again.
Watch your pockets.
Welcome to Lord Set's City.
Let's make this quick.
Were you successful in your endeavor? I know Lector Travura isn't always the easiest apostle to convince. Oh, what a relief! Not that she would refuse, of course. Now, for all that you've done, I feel it only proper that you should take ownership of the Precursor. I've learned all I can from it, and I'm sure you'll find it useful for something. Lector Travura, thank you for coming. It's been too long.
Perhaps. This auxiliary tells me you've reconstructed a factotum.
Yes, right here. It's almost emerged from liminality.
Fascinating. How did you manage to refactor the subjectivity lacework? Did you construct a locus amenus to stabilize it?
The factotum has a record of all the operations I made. I'm afraid I was in something of a trance. Possibly divine inspiration.
Possibly.
The reconditioning is complete. May I present my finest work, the Precursor.
What a relief to be in one piece again. And you fixed my nagging elbow joint. Bravo, Apostle. Bravo.
Oh, divine metronome, why do you test me so?
Why, an addition to our party. Forgive my rudeness, Apostle. You may call me the Precursor.
I know what you are. Pendulate. The holy text calls you the oscillating sun.
I'm afraid the texts are a tad inaccurate then. Sofa Seal did not create me with a gender in mind.
Silence, blasphemer! They speak of a fractured creation of Lord Set, discarded in the First Era. Left with the knowledge to rebuild itself only to test his pupils.
Fractured? Discarded? I'm just a tad old is all. I'm sure this is just a mistake.
Your only purpose is to convince unworthy apostles to rebuild you. Any child could complete such a task.
But Lecter, it's not as simple as you say. I learned much from working on this factotum. My research has been advanced tenfold.
If you developed the skill of contemplation instead of mere tinkering, perhaps you would know better, Zanan. Speak to me when you've done so, and dismantle that thing.
Excuse me? Dismantle?
Lecter,
Why,
please
I
don't
never...
go. I still don't understand what you want from me.
But Apostle, what of me?
You can go jump in a recycling furnace for all I care.
How rude. I've never seen such a farce. What has happened to this state in intellectual curiosity in Clockwork City? I'm simply beside myself.